My name is Dr. Joseph Cooper. I am the Dr. J. Keith Motley Endowed Chair of Sport Leadership and Administration and the Executive Director of the New Balance Institute for Innovative Leadership in Sport at the University of Massachusetts-Boston.
Today we have a nice symposium here, a lot of coaches. Just first of all, what was it like just giving your presentation to them, letting the coaches know what's some of the stuff that you do?
Absolutely. So in my presentation, I introduced everyone to our New Balance Institute for Innovative Leadership in Sport, where our three pillars are sport equity, sport innovation, and sport performance and holistic wellness. Specifically in those areas, we conduct research and we publish it. We create education programs for sports stakeholders, including coaches, administrators, and other professionals in the field. And then we also do programs. So we have conferences, symposiums, and events that focus on those three areas. So for example, last fall, we published the National Black Sport Participation and Physical Activity Report, where we analyze data on black youth, black interscholastic, and black college athletes, academic, athletic, and social experiences. And so we provided recommendations for how we can improve their holistic outcomes in and through sport.
Sports opens up so many doors for young men and women, right? And young men and women of color specifically use sports as one of the biggest outlets as far as like education and just as an escape, right? When you see these young men and women that come here and they try to find their way in sports and you try to navigate to find a path in life through sports, right? What's some of the advice that you give them on, just trying to, as they try to figure things out?
The most important thing I tell them is that all skills, all knowledge, all relationships are transferable. So whatever greatness you're able to achieve in an athletic uniform, you can also maximize that same greatness outside of sport. So the message about you're more than an athlete and understanding that the same mentality, the same skills that are needed to be successful in sport, you have to be focused, you have to be disciplined, you have to work hard, you have to overcome adversity, you have to have a plan, you have to stick to it. All of those things can be applied in areas outside of sport. The second thing I tell them to do is, don't dismiss your passion for sport as just being an athlete. So there are thousands of careers in the sport industry that you can pursue post-athletic career. So no matter what sport you play, you can engage in physical activity your entire life. But typically being a competitive athlete in most sports, it's going to have an expiration date on it. So the idea of staying connected to sport, whether it be for a career path or as a spectator or just having a healthy connection to sport and physical activity for health and wellness, is what I encourage them to consider and internalize. And then I also encourage them to think about educational opportunities that they can pursue that are related to their sport interests as well.
And you talked about the holistic aspect that you work on, especially with the New Balance. How has that kind of changed the aspect of sports these last several years? Because every sport has been evolving these last several years, especially after COVID. There's been a lot of changes in how sports is ran, how certain things are done. Right? Just like what kind of like the message have you got from that?
Yeah, my message is holistic development. So I don't refer to athletes simply as athletes. I always say you're a holistic athlete or a holistic student athlete. So how you name somebody, and it reflects on what you value in them. So if they understand that they're holistic first, then they understand that my participation in sport and my engagement is not just about wins and losses. It's not just about earning a scholarship. It's not even just about how much money you can earn, because we know over the past few years with the name, image, and likeness policies changing at the college level, sport, even at the youth levels, has increasingly become more about business. How many sponsors can you get? How many endorsement deals can you get? How many likes on X can you get? How many followers can you get and on YouTube? And so it's become more of a sportainment culture, which oftentimes can be toxic for our young people, because you're constantly seeking external validation, attention, and you're viewing your participation in sport in transactional terms. Once you become a professional athlete and you are performing a job for a particular amount of money, that is understandable. But at the youth level, you primarily should be viewing it for the love of the game. And you should be viewing it as a way that you can develop socially, you can develop physically, you can develop even intellectually and cognitively through sport. So I always talk about holistic development. You definitely want to acquire a level of business acumen because there are going to be certain opportunities that might make financial sense for you and your family, whether it's in securing an endorsement deal or even earning a college scholarship, because a college scholarship is a form of a contract. It's an agreement, right? That you are agreeing to be academically eligible and to perform the task to be a student athlete at that university. And in exchange for that, they're giving you a tuition waiver. They're giving you some other benefits. So that is an agreement, and that having a level of business acumen about that is important as well. At the same time, you don't want the sport to use you, right? You always want to use the sport for your personal and for the collective benefit of your family and your community. So anytime you understand that you're a holistic individual, you understand your value, you understand your worth, and you understand your why. We always ask our young people, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? And they don't always have to have the answer immediately, but over time, when they do deeper reflection, when they are asked deeper questions and they connect and get exposure to different people, they'll understand that their why is greater than anything they can do in a uniform. It's actually connected to impacting the world in a transformative way. Because I always tell young people there's only been one you that's ever been created. Even if you have a twin, you all aren't exactly the same. And you have unique purposes, not just one purpose, multiple purposes that you're destined to fulfill. And so your goal in life is to find out what are those purposes, what are the resources and the supports that I need, and what do I need to do within my control to make sure I manifest those achievements.
Right. Working at a university, seeing so many kids come in and out, right? Every 4 years, you got ones leaving, those coming in. But how were you able to guide them through their college process, and also how were you able just to expand the athletics department and bringing in different things to the athletic department?
Absolutely. Well, so with my students, I primarily engage in a mentorship model that's very personalized. So it starts with asking them questions about what they're interested in. Tell me more about yourself. Tell me what do you envision doing 5 years, 10 years from now. So once I have more information about them, I share with them the resources that we offer here on campus. I also personalize my interaction with them by telling them about my own journey and how my career path was not linear. I actually went in a lot of different directions. I had some confusion and doubt about what I was going to do, but because I had a support system in place and I was patient with the process and I pursued my passion, I now am in a role that I feel like I'm using my skills, my talents, and my experiences to impact other people in positive ways. As it relates to the athletic department, we've done a number of collaborative programs with them. So one has been a Beacon Cares program, which is an opportunity to educate coaches and student athletes and athletic staff about mental health issues and ways in which to proactively and reactively respond in healthy ways when mental health issues arise. And how do we create conditions that reduce the likelihood of mental health issues arising? We've also partnered with them with our equity and sport leadership conferences, where we've had some of their staff and our student athletes speak on panels. This past spring, we had a visionary leadership in sport speaker series where we had the former governor of Massachusetts and current president of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, Charlie Baker, come to campus and serve on a panel with our athletic director, Dr. Jackie Schumann, and a number of our student athletes, as well as one of our partners, Tom Carleo from New Balance, and they talked about visionary leadership in sport in the 21st century. So we've done a number of collaborative events with them. Several of the student athletes are a part of the sport leadership and administration major. We award New Balance scholarship monies to students every year. roughly around $50,000 every year. And over the past 4 years, we've awarded over $160,000 in scholarship monies to UMass-Boston sport leadership and administration students. We also have been developing our career readiness pathway program. So we have professional development workshops. So this November, we're having our second annual sport industry career fair. So we're going to be inviting over 30 sport organizations who are going to be coming to share information about internship and early career opportunities, which once again provides our students with exposure to what they could pursue while they're in college and post-college as well. And we obviously invite the athletics department to be a part of that as well. So there are a number of initiatives that we partner with them on. We're all beacons here at UMass-Boston, so we work together to leverage our respective expertise to help support our students in the best way possible.
And lastly, what is the message that you want to send out to those seniors that are going into their senior year of high school as they start preparation to, the college process and the next phase of their life after high school? What's the biggest message that you could give them, and what's one lesson or what's one advice that you were given when you were their age that's stuck with you to this point in life?
My biggest advice to them is to be open-minded. Many of them may have a specific idea of what they want to pursue, and there's nothing wrong with that, but be open-minded. There are a lot of different opportunities that you're going to learn about between now and when you graduate, and even after you graduate, that could change your life forever. So as long as you're open-minded to opportunities, if you get invited to attend an event, to meet people, to learn about something new, I always encourage you to explore it. Because you never know what could come of it. So that would be my main advice for them. In terms of something that I learned is that throughout my journey, it's okay to initially pursue something and change your mind. A lot of times students, whether it's pressure from their parents or other people in their lives, they feel that they have to pursue a certain career path or they have to pursue a certain life style, and ultimately you want to be authentic to yourself. Obviously you want to make your parents proud, you want to make your community proud, but your vision and your destination for yourself is ultimately something that you have to seek out and find that fulfills you. So I changed my major 5 times in college. I worked multiple jobs in various industries and finally ended up pursuing a doctorate degree in sport management and policy. I started as a faculty member in a sport management program, and then I earned tenure, and now I am a full professor and chair of a sport leadership and administration program that was established 6 years ago here at the university. And then more recently, we've created an Institute for Innovative Leadership in Sport. So I tell students, if you would have told me when I was a freshman in college or even when I was a senior in college that I would be doing what I'm doing today, I would have said no way, right? However, because I was open-minded, because I allowed myself to say it's okay to start something and stop it and change directions, because ultimately you want to find what is my passion, what is my career path, what is my purpose, and what is my destiny, not what will make other people happy or not what will look good on Instagram or look good on social media. If you're not ultimately fulfilled in what you're doing, we tell our students all the time, when your skill sets and your passion intersect, that's where you'll find your career. Otherwise, you're just working a job for compensation to survive. And we don't want our students to survive. We want them to thrive in their holistic selves and maximize their greatness.
All right. Well, and then on that note, that was great. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.